So far, so good? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mayor Mike, and on behalf of the City of Webster, I welcome all of you here for this dedication of this awesome field. I welcome you to Veterans Memorial Sports Complex and Bob Wiley Field. And as this day goes on, we'll have one more field to recognize in the future. At this time, I would like to introduce Angela Shoemaker, and she will have the announcement of the different teams that are here today. And from there, we'll go on after that is done.
Thank you, Mike. We're going to start off with T-ball today. The representation here is kind of a little small, but actually there's 51 kids in our T-ball program. And we're going to start out with the turquoise group. You guys can come out to the middle and get your picture taken. They have been able to play their games and have practices on this field, and they are having such a good time doing that.
Yes.
Okay, the orange team. These two little girls. These two little girls are the youngest in their families, so they have sat at very many ball games and actually know a lot about playing the game already. Royal team. Red team.
Here, Aubrey.
Now we have the gray team.
It's going to be 2 rows for these guys.
Now we have the U8 girls softball, which I have the pleasure of coaching. So it's kind of a little fun. U10 softball. First two groups of girls softball have 14 and 15 girls, which the program is really growing, so it's a lot of fun to see. Our last group is U12, and they've played together, I think, for 3 years now. So it's kind of been fun to watch them progress. Next we have U8 Blue. We have 26 kids in our U8 program. So we are divided into 2 teams. U8 Gray. Next we have U10. We have 28 kids in there, so we have 2 teams again. U10 Blue. U10 Gray. Our U12 team has 14 boys. We are fortunate enough to get to host the state tournament again, July 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Your son's name. Damn it. She's not run around on the farm and then
Next, we have our VFW Post 4690 Keener team.
Full guard 30 and get home with
Then we have our Legion Post 40, which is Post by Chad.
yeah.
Ayla Bloom is going to come out and sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Awesome job, Ayla. Still one of the best things that ever happens before a ball game. At this time, we are going to unveil the field name, which is located in center field.
Hey guys.
Laurel, you're in for a few more surprises yet tonight. It's awesome. At this time, I would like to introduce some of the special guests that are here tonight, this afternoon. The President and CEO of the Minnesota Twins Baseball, Dave St. Peter, off to my left. The Director of Florida Business Operations for the Minnesota Twins, Mark Weber. President of Augustana University, Stephanie Herseth-Sandlin. And special guests, Laurel and Wendy Brebe and Natalie Brebe. Also like to recognize some of the city council that are here tonight. Josh Bartis. Over there. We have Terry Sinner. We're back. Any of the other council people here tonight? We got Wayne. Okay.
Stacy.
Wayne Klunksepp and Stacy Mount. Awesome. We would like to recognize all the donors that are here. If you would please come forward and come out here on the field. There's a lot of you. Come on out. Don't be shy. Many of the donors are listed back here, of course. Come on out. It's okay. Yeah. Got the Hessel family. Definitely know they're here. All right, Core Trust Bank. Maybe we just want to go ahead and we'll say who you're representing.
I'm Teresa Lone. I'm from Core Trust Bank. Miranda Schlechter, Core Trust Bank.
Travis Sickmiller Engineering, and Schwann Electric.
Chuck and Mary Jane Hesla were Chad's parents.
Carlos family and Riddles Jewelry.
Kelly Hansen, Dakota Bank. That is it. Anybody else? Too shy or not here? All right, thank you very much. I'd like to recognize any of the contractors that are here this evening. If you would come forward, please. Travis, you can come back out. Got Joel Shoemaker coming. Jay Adland. Travis, he's already spoken, and so thank you again. Joel Shoemaker, Webster Scale, of course. Jay Adland does his own thing and helps out a lot of people in many ways. Anybody else? Good to go? All right, well, thank you very much. This one should fill up the infield area for sure. The volunteers that have helped make this remarkable ballpark and many other things in this whole complex. It's just unbelievable. Volunteers, come on out, please. This has worked out pretty good. How about if you just raise your hands? Well, there's many, many volunteers, I'll guarantee you that. I wouldn't be here without all those individuals that have worked tirelessly over the years. One of the teams that Angela probably didn't mention and didn't get to mention is the team that's, I would think, headed by Chad Heslop. Chad has done remarkable things with this field, and I should probably back up a little bit and give a little history of this complex in itself. Back in the 80s, there was a Webster industry that was located on the baseball field area. It was a foam industry. It unfortunately burned down, but because of that unfortunateness, we got to build this facility. In the mid-90s, there was a lot of enthusiasm to get something like this built and something going as far as a new baseball field and new softball fields. We had one softball field at the time, and the baseball field was kind of intertwined between the football field and the track. And it wasn't the most ideal thing. Laurel got to play on it. I think he probably fell down on the track a couple of times, going for a foul ball or maybe a pop ball. But anyway, in the mid-90s, there was a lot of enthusiasm, and finally, the vote was taken by many people in the city, not a public vote, but we had a public meeting, and it was decided that everybody wanted to move forward with something like this. And so in 2000, the ground was broken, and began playing a couple years later. I think at the time, it was probably $700,000, give or take. And it was money that was saved up by the city council for a number of years through the sales tax. And so it was basically paid off. It was never any debt towards it, which is cool. Over the years, you know, different people have helped with it, of course, and done many things. But Chad, with his dedication, his passion, and his dreams, this is what's taken place, and this is what's come about. And it's been a number of years. It's not just this wiffle ball field here tonight, but many things that's happened over the years. And I think maybe, 15 years, maybe 20, you've been probably involved, but not leading the charge. And it's been awesome. Every year, there's something new. And I'll guarantee you, state, or across the state, there's many teams and many ballparks that wish they had this facility. I think without Chad and his team, and there's many of them over the years that have helped him, and he was the first one to ever say that. It's not just one person, it's many. But I'll guarantee you, this would have been a nice ballpark. But around the state and around the upper Midwest, it would be a very nice ballpark. But this is not a nice ballpark. It's a super baseball complex. And it's because of him and his direction and, again, his passion towards it. So if we can get a round of applause. At this time, I would like to introduce to you once again Dave St. Peter, who will have a few comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Great to see so many people here tonight at this ballpark. I'm joined here by Mark Weber, our Director of Florida Operations. More than 35 years ago, Mark Weber hired me at the Twins. So if you bemoan where the Twins are today, 500, trouble scoring runs. I think we'd score runs on this field, 136 feet. I'd like to see Buxton hit there. But Mark hired me more than 35 years ago at the Twins, and he and Laurel Creed, our honoree tonight, were part of that front office. I'm going to come back to that at the end of my comment. It is great to be in South Dakota, Webster, South Dakota. And in many ways, over my time at the Twins, it's been evident the passion for our game in this community and so many other communities in this part of Twins territory. And I look at these kids here tonight and all of the players and the parents. Thank you, Chad, for delivering on this street. Thank you to all the volunteers and all of the people that made this possible. Your tradition of baseball and softball is strong, and the future is even brighter. So kudos to everybody to make this field a possibility. When I think of Laurel Plead's story, I also think that there's a message for all the young people here. Like all of you, I dreamed of being a big leaguer someday. I'm going to guess Laurel Plead's made a dream of being a big leaguer. Now, I don't know what type of player Laurel was, but I do know what type of person Laurel is. And this is a man that would go on to spend parts of 5 decades working in Major League Baseball. First with his beloved Minnesota Twins, where he was part of a World Championship team in 1987, then with the Milwaukee Brewers, and eventually with Major League Baseball. And throughout that time, Laurel demonstrated a level of professionalism and class and attention to detail and values that I think we all can learn from. You too can pursue your dreams. And on a personal level, Laurel, on behalf of the entire Minnesota Twins organization, the Polad family, Mark Weber and myself, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for always showing us the right way to do things. Laurel used to look at me as a young intern and say, look big league, be big league, dress big league, act big league, and probably a few others. And I learned a lot from Laurel Creed. I learned how to work in a big league organization and do the right thing, how to treat other people, how to build relationships, and ultimately how to run a first-class organization. So on behalf of the Minnesota Twins and millions of Twins fans throughout Twins territory, Laurel Creed, we say thank you. We congratulate you on Laurel Creed Field, and it is an honor to see you and Wendy and Natalie here tonight. You deserve all of this and more. Come on out here, we have a jersey presentation for you.
After all these years working with the Twins, you finally get your own jersey. That's awesome. Good for you. So, we do have a video tribute that we are going to play at this time, and then after that we will follow up with some comments from Laurel.
Well, Laurel, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on Field and Webster, which I know will mean a great deal to you and to people in Webster. And when you think of your career and how it all started back then, and you're able to work for baseball for 44 years, make a lot of dreams come true, and hopefully you'll be doing that with this field for generations to come. So I congratulate you on a wonderful career and on the naming of the field, which is most appropriate, wonderfully well deserved. And And so on behalf of everybody in baseball, we congratulate you and the people in Webster. And I know that it will serve the same wonderful, constructive way that it did in your career. Congratulations. You certainly deserve it. And congratulations to everyone in Webster.
Laurel, we have a problem. Being the focus of attention is not something you seek. However, today I want to congratulate you on your honor and service to baseball. You have been a terrific ambassador, mentor, and example of how to distinguish yourself as a true professional to many people. Congratulations on your achievement. It is richly deserved.
I'm Rick Schlesinger. I'm president of business operations for Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club. Hello, I'm Steve Ethier. I'm senior vice president of operations. It's a privilege to talk about Laurel Priebe and congratulate him on this great honor. I know that he hails from Webster, South Dakota, but his baseball career has taken him far and wide, but he has never lost sight of his hometown or his roots. I've known Laurel some 35 years, and I have yet to meet anyone who is more proud of their hometown than Laurel. Laurel is a true baseball guy. He has lived, breathed, and eaten baseball his whole career, so I know this honor means a lot to him to have a field named after him in his hometown. And again, it's a great legacy for him and his family as he continues on his next journey in baseball, wherever they may be. But we are sorry we can't be there in person to congratulate Laurel, but we are certainly proud. And as a proud Brewer alum, Laurel deserves this accolade and all the credit for having this great honor bestowed on him.
Really wish we could be there in person, Laurel, and this is a great tribute to you. I know there will be generations of young people playing on this field well into the future, and it is a tribute to you, your great passion for baseball, only to be matched by your passion for your hometown of Webster, South Dakota.
Congratulations, Laurel, and well done.
Congratulations, Laurel.
Look big league, act big league, be big league. The famous words of my mentor, Mr. Laurel Priebe. I first met Laurel in 2013 when he was overseeing a transition with staff and the board for the baseball assistance team. Under Laurel's guidance and leadership, that has raised more funds and helped more applicants in a short period of time compared to the prior 27 years of the organization's existence. LDP has always been a calming presence, a person with a ton of positive energy, and someone who knows how to deal with every situation while taking every scenario into the equation. Laurel has touched so many lives from his time working with the Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, Major League Baseball, and the baseball assistance team. No matter the title, work experience, or personal background, Laurel has always made an effort to connect with his colleagues in baseball, bat applicants, and more importantly, the bat staff. Congrats, Laurel, on the incredible honor of having a baseball field named after you. This recognition is a testament to your hard work, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the game. As your name become etched into the history of this field, may it serve as a reminder of the countless hours you've spent owning your skills, inspiring others, and fostering a love for baseball. Your influence will continue to resonate through the cheers of fans and the dreams of aspiring athletes who will play on this special field. Once again, congrats on this well-deserved honor. You've left a lasting mark on the world of baseball, and we are immensely proud to celebrate your achievements with the dedication of this field in your name.
Hello, Webster. My name is Mike Busak. I was the Milwaukee Brewers Vice President of New Ballpark Development starting in 1996 and worked alongside Laurel. I'm sorry I can't join you in person for today's festivities, but certainly appreciate Chad's invite to participate via video. Laurel, in case you haven't noticed, I'm honoring you by suiting up today. You always said we had to look big league and act big league or something to that effect. And in your honor, I've broken out the suit, and I certainly hope you've done the same for everyone in Webster today. I even have a tie on. I can't think of a more appropriate tribute for you than to have a ballpark named after you. In all my years in sports and baseball in particular, I've never met anyone who could match your love and knowledge of the game. Your passion is contagious, and through our years together in Milwaukee and beyond, I've always enjoyed our time and shared love of the sport. When we worked together in Milwaukee, we were charged with building a new ballpark in Wisconsin to secure the future of Major League Baseball for future generations. We accomplished that, and now, 22 years later, your hometown of Webster is carrying on that tradition by building this beautiful new ball field where kids can learn and play the game. Laurel Preeb Field. It sounds great. I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Wow, Laurel. Congratulations on this tremendous honor. I can't think of a more fitting tribute to your pride in your South Dakota roots, your love of Webster, and your passion for baseball. All of us who love and respect you are thrilled to see you get this touch of immortality. And I'm only sorry that Dave and Levon could not be there in person to witness this dedication. Have a wonderful event. Enjoy the respect, love, and admiration of your community, your friends and family, and see if along the way you can produce a few major leaguers at Laurel Preeb Field. Have a wonderful time. You are always a wonderful coworker and will always be a treasured and cherished friend. Have fun at Laurel Preeb Field. Bye.
As you can see, Laurel is pretty well known all across the land, and he has many contacts across the United States, if not internationally. If anybody needs something, that's the guy to call. And I think maybe Chad's got a lot of that in him, which you probably helped him with, as a matter of fact. I must also say I'm proud to have Laurel as a classmate of mine, and we have a few of our other classmates here tonight taking part of this and watching Laurel being recognized, and rightfully so. We are, unfortunately, probably having, well, we are having our 50th class reunion, which is unbelievable. But we're all here to do that, so that's just cool. So right now, here's Laurel.
This is unbelievable. And, I was just going to say thank you and good night, basically. But I suppose I will have to indulge you just a little bit longer. And to start by, I suppose I've got to tell a little bit of a personal anecdote just to pay appropriate homage to this incredible place. In fact, today, my daughter Natalie and I were out for a run, as was Wendy, but she was ahead of us, so she wasn't running with us. We were trying to catch her. And we ran up 10th Avenue, West 10th Avenue, past the athletic complex. And it took me back to the first time, I think back in the day, we had summer recreation programs. I was in 4th grade, coming out of 4th grade to 5th grade. And you signed up for various activities. So I signed up for baseball. I had just really come to enjoy baseball a little bit. And so on 10th Avenue was, as Mayor Mike, Your Honor, referred to a little earlier, the athletic complex, the baseball complex, and the grandstand, which was built by the WPA in 1939. There it stood. And you couldn't see the field. You walked in from the outside. It looked like a building, actually. And you walked in. You couldn't see. And you walked in, and I walked in the first time, and I looked down, and all the grandstand was down. It was beautiful. It was a wooden grandstand covered all the way around. You'd never know it now, and most of you, certainly anybody younger than a certain age, and most of you are younger than a certain age here, would not have ever seen it. But it was something to behold, and at that moment, it just instilled in me that much more, the magic of baseball, that this is really cool. And it was starting about that time that I just decided I had to be in baseball. And of course, as David had mentioned about wanting to be a professional player, a big league player, certainly me as well. I didn't have that kind of skill set anywhere close to that, but I love the game. And being at that field on the other side of town, on West 10th Avenue, certainly sparked that in a big way, that I had to be in baseball, and that feeling went from there. Certainly, the Minnesota Twins, from that time on, were all I thought about. I'm telling you, all I thought about, as my sister Sue would attest to, my brother-in-law Doug as well. Also, lest I forget, of course, Amy, my niece Amy is here, and Mark Reyes from Los Angeles. So I think that completes my family before I forget to mention all who are here with me today. But all I cared about was the Minnesota Twins, and all I wanted to be was a Twins player. And when I decided I couldn't play the game at that kind of level, to work for the Twins. And even back then, the Twins Community Fund, so well represented here today, would be in this area giving clinics all the time. Back in the day, it was a fellow by the name of Angelo Giuliani, who was legendary in Twins annals. He was a major league player with the Washington Senators back in the 30s and the 40s, and those Twins clinics went everywhere, and so it just that much more instilled my love of baseball. And to then fast forward, to get to the point to be able to work for the Twins and to be in the Twins organization for 14 years, and then go on to the Brewers organization for another 14, and then to Major League Baseball for another 16 after that. I mean, it really made my career. It was, to have a life in baseball was really beyond anything I could imagine. But it all started here, and it all started with that place on 10th Avenue, West 10th Avenue, and that incredible old grandstand. Certainly, like ballparks, they come and they go, and it was time to move on to a grander place. But the place on the other side of town really instilled that love in me. So now coming to this, and what Chad had mentioned to me, I was almost forbidden from mentioning his name because he doesn't want any credit for anything. So I'll refer to him as number 34, wearing Kirby Puckett's number on his back. So when number 34 really took the bull by the horns and built what is one of the best baseball fields in the state, adjoining over here, and with his groundskeeping skills as he continues to develop that, and then to have the vision for doing the rest of this and coming to this point is really something else. And so I look back at the magic of baseball and what it can do, and I just pray that it can be, as a result of everything that exists on this complex, instill that same love of this great game and the diamond game to all of you and generations to come, that we might indeed have the same sort of love of this game that I was very blessed to have. I can only hope, though, because of all of this, you'll have some of you with much greater skills than I had, and thus be able to go to a much higher level when it comes to playing the game than I did. But thanks to number 34 and what he has put together with all of this, I can only hope that and think that that is that much more possible. To have some of my colleagues here in person and certainly on the scoreboard is beyond anything I could imagine here today. And I'm so thankful and humbled by what has been put forward with this program. It's really something. One thing I was thinking about, though, is that it always seems that organizations seem to get better after I leave. Now that hopefully that's a coincidence, and I'll try not to dwell on that too much, but it seems that it was after I left the Twins that they immediately won the World Series in 1991. They go on to get Target Field built and everything that goes with that, and so I'm so praiseworthy of the Twins. I missed that I wasn't there to see some of that develop, but David has, and certainly Mark, who is my colleague for so long, and I can't believe he's all the way here from Florida, that we were able to work together during that time and to taste the twins in a very personal way. But what David has done to take the twins forward in a huge way, in an exciting target field, is something else. So the twins got better after I left. So then I go on to the Brewers, and left the Brewers in 2005. So after that, the Brewers get to the point of being a perennial playoff team, as they have for the last 5-6 years for the most part, aside from last year. And they're drawing 2.6 million a year into American Family Field now. So they seem to find a way to improve as well. And then I see Stephanie here, President Stephanie from Augustana University. And when I was there, I was on the track and cross country team, and we were pedestrian, to say the least, going the other way. But since I left, the track and cross country team is an absolute national power. Plus, of course, loving baseball, I wasn't even good enough to play on the baseball team there then, and they weren't so great at the time. But now the baseball team has become a perennial power in NCAA Division II. This year, again, going on to the World Series in North Carolina, and they won the whole thing 5 years ago. They participated in the World Series this year, so I don't know. Again, I think just a coincidence that after I leave a place, they seem to improve. But I'll try to forget that, and you guys should all forget that I said it as well. So again, with that, I am incredibly humbled by this honor, and number 34, what he has done to take this forward for me, and to really keep in touch with me about everything that was going on here is very appreciated. I will watch everything that happens here so closely going forward. Of course, the mayor for life, Mike Grosick, who we continue to wait for him to move on to national office, but at this point he hasn't made that move, so we hope he does. And for all of you being here today, again, for all of you who play this game, continue to love it and embrace it. It's the best. There is no game like it. And, I thank you again for this incredible, humbling honor today. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurel. Very, very nice. And thanks again for everything that you've done to help this whole complex along, not just this field. I think we have the chamber here to do a ribbon cutting. Right here? Okay, awesome. You want to come on out?
I don't know.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
All righty, thank you very much. Well, the baseball gods, despite the rain earlier today on and off, they gave us some time here. And unfortunately, though, the Legion game for tonight has been canceled. The U12 softball game and U12 baseball are both on yet, I believe. Is that correct? And we'll also be having the Twins Clinic still be here at the complex. And we're not moving that at all because of the rain. And hopefully they'll stay away. Right after this, there's going to be some food being served over at the machine shed. If you wish to stick around and take part in that, please do. That's what it's all for. Otherwise, I think that about wraps it up, and I, again, thank all of you for coming out here, and thank all the donors and the contractors and the volunteers, and I must have forgot something because Chad's coming out. Okay. Awesome. The Bream family has a guest book that they would like to have all of you sign before you leave, which is super. So if you wish to do that, it's underneath the tent. Awesome. You'll find it. Just watch where the line is at. All right, with that, again, thank you again for coming, and I'll guarantee you this field is going to have generations of the young people enjoying it every and each year, going up for many, many years to come. Maybe even some adult. I think I heard about a Whiffle ball adult league or something like that, where you'll be able to see individuals probably hitting a sure double and stretching it into a single. Anyway, once again, thanks a lot for coming, and enjoy your evening. Thank you.